Orlando Bloom returns for the fourth installment of Pirates of the... What? Oh, he's not in this one. Oh, gee. Okay, alright. Keira Knightley returns as the beautiful Elizabeth Swann. What? Wait, well, who'd they get for this one? What do you mean they couldn't even get the midget? Boy, he was doing a TV show. Oh, that's good. Well, I wish him all the best luck in the world. What? It was the cape? Oh, Jesus.
Your heart indeed, being a pirate is a wretched deed.
Yes, here we are, real schoolers. Welcome back. This is my post-Mac era. I've been a little slow with the uploads because I've been trying to learn how to use a Mac, basically. It's been a while since my last review. I've decided to start a new segment, and I'm going to name it after my favorite film prof, Dr. Evan William Cameron. Have to give him a shout out. He gave me some great advice one time when I was applying to my master's for the first time and then realized maybe the timing wasn't so good. He said, Mike, life has a tendency of getting in the way. In his honor, and since any time I have a late review, I'm going to name it Dr. Cameron's Life Got in the Way. Ta-da! So here I am, a Pirates of the Caribbean 4 on Stranger Tides review. Granted, about a month after the movie came out, but if you still haven't seen it and you want to see a review, here I am. And for my loyal watchers, hopefully you'll like my opinion. So, no Legolas, no Keira Knightley, no real eye candy. Well, there is eye candy, I'll get to that later. But, what does Pirates of the Caribbean 4 on Stranger Tides, whatever you want to call it, what does it offer? Well, once again, Johnny Depp. He was still, arguably, the best part of this film, as he has been in the previous three.
Hello, boys and girls, or whatever. My name is Captain Jack Sparrow. Ah, I take it some of you have heard of me. As you may well know, there are times, almost constantly in fact, where I prefer to look at the world through the bottom of a glass. Rum. Something like this.
So you'd think without any of these staples to focus on, there's, like I said, no Orlando Bloom, no Keira Knightley, and Johnny being Johnny, what really else do they have to offer? Fact is, not much. In fact, it really seemed like the makers of Pirates really just put their hands back into the same old bag of tricks. You have the same undead pirates, whether it's the guys who can't die because they look like skeletons in moonlight in the first one, or in the fourth one they have zombie pirates. Of course. The ships are the same thing too, whether it's Davy Jones' Flying Dutchman and their tri-cannon weapons, or it's Blackbeard's Queen Anne's Revenge, which comes alive and has a flamethrower. Again! Of course, because what pirate ship wouldn't have a flamethrower? I mean, basically it's the same old thing. So that brings us to, of course, the super evil Uber pirate captain guys. Davy Jones, Barbossa, Blackbeard, kind of interchangeable. In fact, if Davy Jones didn't have the tentacles, really he wouldn't stand out any differently than the other two. Having said that, Ian McShane, who is brilliant in anything he does, once again turns out arguably the best performance of the movie.
Gentlemen. I be placed in a bewilderment. There I were, resting, and upon a sudden, I hear an ungodly row on deck. Sailors abandoned their posts without orders, without leave. Men before the mast, taking the ship for themselves. Would be that, first mate?
Mutiny, Captain.
Again.
Mutiny!
Aye. Mutiny. And what fate befalls mutineers? Now we know the answer to that, do we not? Mutineers.
Wait. Blackbeard is the pirate that all pirates fear? Wasn't that Barbossa? Was he the captain that was so evil that hell itself spat him back out? No wait, that was Davy Jones. It doesn't matter. Pirates is Pirates, and while I truly believe that the first Pirates was as close as you get to being a perfect summer movie, second, third, and fourth, they start to drop a little bit. Now let me clarify what I mean about the perfect movie. Only twice have I really considered a movie perfect. Now that's not to say that in any art form anything can be perfect. Far from it. When you walk out loving what you saw, I mean, that's a perfect movie. It had great acting, great action. Even the music is good. Special effects are good. I mean, everything falls into its place perfectly. Only two movies that I consider. The first was the original Pirates. It was a very good film, one that I saw 3 times in the theater. The second was J.J. Abrams' Star Trek. Now, because the movie really didn't need to be made and they're kind of running out of ideas, the worst byproduct arguably has to be the so-called love story between Serena, the mermaid, and Philip, the clergyman. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, the mermaids in this film, whew, that's all I'm gonna say. I mean, if I saw her, or any of them, I'd fall in love in first sight too. But we really don't care about these characters in the first place. It's really hard to get into a fourth film introducing new characters because we've lived with everybody else for 3 films. So when you introduce new characters and you introduce this supposed love story, really, I didn't care at all. And the other thing is, are we really supposed to believe that Philip, who is this uber religious person who is on the ship in the first place to save the soul of Blackbeard, one of the most evil guys on the 7 seas, that he suddenly renounces his religion and his faith simply because a mermaid is really pretty? On one last side note, it really felt that Pirates of the Caribbean 4 should have been Pirates of the Caribbean 2. In the 4th installment, it felt like they took a step back. Blackbeard isn't as cool looking as Davy Jones. There's no Kraken, there's no huge explosions. In fact, it's kind of like the prequel to Star Wars. You get it, you know why you want to go see it, but the fact is, it's just not the same. If you're a real fan of the series and you haven't seen it yet, I won't say go see it. I'd say wait to rent it. It seems like that kind of film. I mean, really, you don't need to spend $12 to $17, depending if you get the 3D, which again, here we go with 3D. If anybody's watched my videos, I can't stand 3D, and this is once again a film that didn't need it whatsoever. There was no reason. In fact, there's one scene where Blackbeard points his sword at the screen. That's the best example of 3D in this film. On my scale of earn it or burn it, Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides is in fact a burn it. Wait for it. Rent it. In fact, I've already talked to a few people who said they'll wait for it on DVD and they will buy it because they own the first 3. That's never a good reason to want to buy a film. Keep your money, folks. Wait for it. Hopefully you listen to me. If it's not too late, because the movie has been out for like a month. So once again, Real Schoolers, thank you for joining me. Thank you for sticking with me and listening to my opinion, even when films are a month after the fact. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time.
Do what you want, 'cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate. You're hard fitted indeed. Being a pirate is a right to be. Do what you want, 'cause a pirate is free. You are